New reporting into NBC News, lawmakers were told during an unclassified phone briefing tonight that there have been 4 U.S. fatalities as a result of the Hamas attacks in Israel, a number that they were told is expected to rise, per 3 sources familiar with this briefing. Want to bring in now NBC's Aaron Gilchrist from the White House, who's got more reporting on this. Aaron, if you will, bring us up to date on what more we've learned about this.
Well, Yasmin, we've just gotten confirmation of the reporting that you just indicated. We knew earlier this evening that there was going to be a briefing, phone briefing for leadership in Congress, both from the House and from the Senate. And now we have this statement that's just come into our Capitol Hill team from the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. And I want to read part of it. There were a couple of things that stood out here. Specifically, as you just referenced, the leader says, unfortunately, we know there are Americans who were killed. The administration told us that they know of 4 thus far, but sadly, we know the toll will rise. We had been told earlier by the National Security Council that there were several Americans, several U.S. citizens who died in the initial phases of this incursion in Israel, and now we're getting this confirmation of a number 4 at this point from the Senate Majority Leader. Another point here in his statement that I wanted to mention, he says, quote, the administration said they are keeping a careful eye on Iran and keeping all pressure on them and their proxies to ensure the situation does not expand. That was also something that we've heard President Biden say twice. We've also heard the Secretary of State say that as well, that they were trying to do everything they could to make sure that there weren't opportunists in other parts of the Middle East who were watching what happened in Israel and looking for ways to go in behind the rocket fire and the assault from Hamas. Also, we, of course, learned this evening, Yasmin, that the Department of Defense had authorized the movement of a strike group, the Navy's USS Gerald Ford strike group, into the Eastern Mediterranean, closer to Israel. That's some 5,000 sailors and air assets. There are also U.S. Air Force squadrons that are being positioned differently so that there is this show of force, this show of support for Israel as it continues to mount this response to what Hamas has done in Israel. Of course, we'll be tracking this through the night and into tomorrow, Yasmin, and as we learn more, we'll be reporting that from here in Washington.